I had someone say that they were kind of felt intimidated, kind of seeing behind the scenes of what goes into making a game. Well, there is a craft and there is a skill and there is a practice and a study to it. A lot of it's just trying and nobody really knows, and we just give it our best. I'd say like when you watch a GDC talk, which you should watch those talks about design and stuff. 90% of the design that'll be represented in that talk happens for the design talk, not for the making of the game. You get done to the game and it's a hit, and you're like, oh shit, how do we make ourselves sound smart? I'm gonna make ourselves sound smart. And again, one of the things I like about these TikToks is I have to do them so quickly, and I have rules to myself about like not being able to edit and just go, is I don't have time to do all of that dressing up. So it feels a little bit more raw, when I think a little better. Because we all make mistakes. But like, those talks, don't be intimidated by them. Those are after the fact of what they learned, really. They're not the, hey, this is what we did. There are smart people and smart things. But still, that's kind of the way it works. And, you know, when you look for talks or other things to do, I always say, find people who've shipped stuff. That sounds elitist or whatever, maybe, but it's true. If they haven't shipped something, you'll see a lot of people. So there's a very famous person who's makes a bunch of videos about critiquing game design. He's really bad at it, I think. He's horrible, and he suggests a bunch of bad things. And now he's making his own game, and he's realizing, oh crap, I get the trade-offs they had to make. I understand this wasn't the emphasis, so they booted on this instead, focused on that. He's learning all that now, but I've been saying that all along. And so you want to find people who ship stuff because they're going to actually talk about getting over the problems, right? The other thing is like tutorial. You see this in tutorials as well. Like you open up an Unreal 5 tutorial and you realize, oh, this person just punted on the part when it gets hard. They didn't actually solve the real problem. So if this isn't for a real game, or if they're not shipping, you're going to get yourself in this weird spot where they created something that is either not performant or whatever. And the same for talks. And here's a really weird thing about talks. One of my favorite people who gives talks, I hate every single game they've ever made. But how they talk about design just somehow clicks with my brain. It makes me think of a ton of stuff, and I get all excited every time there's a new talk by them. I'm excited, and every time there's a new game by them, I'm disappointed. And it's okay. It doesn't have to line up, right? It's what you can learn from and kind of what helps you think about your design, your way of thinking. And there's different thoughts, right? So, you know, find the things that resonate with you, that help you, but also watch stuff that you might not disagree with so you understand why you disagree with it. It's one of the really helpful things I've learned to do over time. I think people think I'm a cringy old man who's just angry, but I do like to watch things I disagree with because it helps me understand why I disagree with them, because I'm yelling at the screen of why they're idiots. But for all of this, just don't be intimidated. We're all just trying things.